and you thought losing 3-0 to the Sens was bad. What? What? Come on. What? You got nothing to say? Okay, you're kind of scaring me now. You're gonna be okay? Hello everybody and welcome to DDFR number 30. Today we are going to react to the Anaheim Ducks playing against the Toronto Maple Leafs where they lost 7-0. This is going to be a little bit of a different DDFR than I usually do. I'm not going to look at the box score or anything like that. We're just going to talk this time. We're just going to have a frank talk. Let's get right into it. Where to start? I don't know if we should start at how Dallas Eakins is not an NHL coach. I don't know if we should start at being a little disappointed in Verbeek for keeping him around this long. Or if we should just start at how the Ducks over the past 2 games have lost a combined score of 10-0. There's so many options. I guess we can start with Dallas Eakins. For those of you who don't know about Dallas Eakins, he was the Oilers coach. I forget what season he coached in, but he got fired sooner than any coach I can ever remember. He was coach for less than an entire year, and they fired him. Since coming to the Ducks, not once has he had a winning record. Not once has he made this team look competitive. I'll give him a pass for the first few years. You have GMBM, for those of you who don't know, General Manager Bob Murray, as your boss. I mean, not much you can do there. Maybe that destroyed Eakins' confidence on his return to the league. Since Bob Murray's been gone, you see some flashes in the pan with this team where you're like, wow, they can play. Carolina game's a good example. Yeah, this was... I don't know what straw is going to break the camel's back, but I feel like the camel's back has been broken for a while now, and you're just kind of sitting on top, kicking your legs into the side, like, come on, move. Come on. Like, this team isn't responding to him. They're just flat out not responding to him. And there's nothing that anybody in that locker room can do. I'll be 100% frank with you. The veterans, I don't know if they know how to deal with this, because I don't think they're listening to the coach. I don't think they're listening to the coach. I don't think the young guys are listening to the coach. Or if they are, his coaching is just so bad that it brought him to this point. Like, one of two things is true. Either the talent on this team is this bad, or the coach and his schemes are this bad. It could be a combination of the two, but I feel like it has to be at least one of those. And I see skill on this team. I see skill on this team that has potential to grow. But they're just spinning wheels. They're spinning their wheels in the mud, and they're going nowhere. You have 7 wins in 30 games, man. You're on pace for about 19 wins. That's unacceptable. That's just flat out unacceptable. I'm curious to see what we're going to be looking at wins and points wise at the 41 game mark, which is the halfway point of the season. I don't have high hopes. I really don't. This team, over the past 2 days, has effectively crushed my spirit. Moving on to Pat Verbeek. I get it. Suck hard for Bedard. Tank to get better. I don't know if he's keeping Eakins around to make sure this happens, but it has this other effect of demoralizing the current talent on the team. You have Zegras and his contract coming up. You have Terry and his contract coming up. You think they want to stay here? You think they want to stay here when your team can only win 7 games in the first 30? You think John Gibson wants to stay here when he gets injured because they put so much pressure on him to keep them in games? Gibson got injured tonight because the Ducks could not defend in front of him. He was exhausted. He was exhausted by the time he left the game. And that's not fair to him. It's really, really not fair to him. The defensive structure, I don't need to go into this. It's bad. It's so bad they don't know what they're doing. The offense looks like they forgot how to play the sport. You can be bad enough to get Connor Bedard without only winning 7 out of 30. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I don't know how you expect to keep your talent around when your team is this bad. Look, I understand that this team is not built to win games. You can build them to be competitive, because they're not even competitive right now. 7-0 tonight. 3-0 yesterday. I don't know if the answer is firing Eakins. I feel like it's the only option that the Ducks have right now. They're minus 60, man. They're minus 60 in goal differential over their first 30 games. They've won 7, meaning in 23 games, they've at the very least had 67 more goals scored on them. At the very least, in 23 games, they've had 67 more goals scored on them than they have scored. This team is painful to watch. I have no other words. This team is exhausting. This team is exhausting to watch because you see the talent they have and you just watch them like... It seems like on the ice they have a square peg that they're trying to shove into a round hole. I've made this reference before, but like... none of it is working, man. None of it is. The Ducks take on the Montreal Canadiens in the Bell Center at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All I really want to see from this game is effort. It'll be fun to watch Cole Caulfield and Trevor Zegras play each other. They were both on the U.S. development team. They're pretty good friends, so it'll be a fun duel there. Yeah, I just need to see some effort in this game from the Ducks, because I haven't seen it in the past 3. The game will be on Bally Sports West for anybody in Southern California. For those watching in Canada, it'll be on Sportsnet. And for the rest of the United States, it'll be on ESPN+. Thank you all so much for coming and showing up and giving all of this support to the DDFRs. I really appreciate everybody who watches. Hit that like button if you like what you saw. Hit that subscribe button if you really like it. And I'll see you in the next one.